Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to my live stream. Welcome to my gardening live stream, plant live stream, and cactus live stream. We do everything we want. I don't care. Maybe we're going to the flea market next. I have no problem with that. So yeah, let me show you what's going on right now. Welcome to my live stream, everyone. Look what I have in front of me right now. Sorensia arboricola. There's a little insect in there somewhere. Good morning, Pear. Great to see you. How's it going? Hope life is treating you fair. Wishing you a great Sunday. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm here with with arboricola. This one's open now. We can pollinate with something. Haven't decided what to do yet. So yeah, over here I have that hybrid from yesterday. Hybrid by Miss Plant. Unfortunately, the flowers have already closed. I mean, I wanted them to close because I was filming it. But now we have to collect a little bit of pollen, So we will open up here maybe, and with the little scissor here, and then we're trying to collect a little bit more pollen. A little late. Then I brought new pots here, so we can repot the smaller ones again. What else? Yeah, let me see. I have a few open flowers in the greenhouses. Let's go straight to the greenhouses because this is going to be really nice today. Everything is open. I actually wanted to film a little this morning, but it was so stressful because the cutting of the time lapse and all took a little longer. I think I needed an hour to find the right song. Usually it doesn't take so long. But yeah, want to go across here because I've seen that we have an open flower on the pumpkin. Check this out. Yeah. So open flower on the pumpkin. By the way, this year looks pretty decent. Maybe we're getting the second pumpkin. That would be time, So, okay, let's see what we have here. Good morning, Trond. Greetings to you. Thank you for being here. Just wanted to show you this one. I'm glad that it didn't continue to drop flower buds when it was so hot recently. Yeah, now it's opening. We will measure the flower. This one's open. I also want to measure it. Kind of interesting because the flower looks a little bit unfitting for the species. A little bit bigger, a little bit longer, more like the Ecuadorian plants. So this is interesting. We will look into that. Then this one here open. These in the corner are opening up. Just in the process of opening up. Echinopsis glauca still open. I don't know if it's a bad sign. Probably. Then scopulicola here. I will go around to try and show you the flower of scopulicola from the front. But we have a few really good ones today that we should pollinate. And later in the live stream, I will go get some pollen and then we will discuss what we pollinate with what. I usually would have done that before, but it was so, like I said, the time lapse took a little longer. So, okay. Unfortunately, you can't really see them so well from the front. This is the best I can do. Yeah, this one opening tonight. Check out this abnormality on the sepals, maybe. Yeah, sepal. Yeah, and I will try to get something good as fodder. Yeah, we could use that Hilde Winterer hybrid that I've been talking about for a while. Yeah, I don't know. We could use Schaffery yellow because in the last couple of months, I've seen quite a few good seedlings that have grown from it, I was surprised with Schaffery yellow as a fodder. because it often, like, it caused stacking in seedlings sometimes. Was really interesting parent. Yeah. By the way, here's an update on Echinopsis glauca. This one's growing the fruit here from Pseudocandicans as father. This here is, by the way, this is sun-related. Plants have been literally bleached by the sun. Yeah, so we will pollinate them. I will get all the pollen, and then we will discuss what we will use here. Yeah, so that's the situation. There are a few flowers coming up everywhere, in the other greenhouses too. And this time we will really try to make a few stick again. It's just a shame that a lot of the flower flush is already over, like with the other plants, you know. Otherwise we would have more pollen available, more fresh pollen available. This one here has flowered. The Dessau hybrid, I believe. I think this is nothing that I want to keep. Like, the whole cross might be sorted out just because of the flower size. So these have failed. Let's take them off. Wanted to show you the tomatoes. Look at it. We have tomatoes. First self-grown tomatoes. I'm not sure. They could use a little longer, but I'm already pretty happy with the tomato harvest here. This is going to be great. I have fertilizer for fertilizing these. I filled up the container, the fertilizer attachment that I have. I filled that thing up, and we will use it later. So yeah, that's the situation. I would propose I will get the pollen, and then we discuss what we use. I think one of them should get Amun-Re. This one here, Lobivia winteriana, by the way, opening up. We can already use the pollen on a columnar. The pollen of Lobivia winteriana has a somewhat mixed success rate, rather low, but it definitely works from time to time. I've seen quite a few hybrids by Jürgen Theisinger involving Lobivia winteriana and a columnar, but they also had a pseudo-Lobivia that kind of worked as a bridge in between to get the Lobivia into the columnar. When you're using this directly, high chance of failure, but it's still possible. You can, depending on what kind of a plant you have, it can definitely work. So then I wanted to film this plant again, because yesterday I've been involved in a discussion about Trichocereus tunariensis, former Echinopsis tunariensis. I think now they are Sorensia tunariensis. I have this plant that I suspect of it, and I want to count. We will count everything. We will compare the description to the plant here, and also to other plants. I want to make sure that if this is really it, we will recognize it as such. I know it's a little thin. I have read that the diameter is like, I don't know, 12 centimeters. Maybe this could fit. This could fit very well. This has a diameter more like more like Spachianus, or a little bit even thinner than Spachianus. So yeah, this is something that we can do in the next days. Comparing the description, I have seen seeds, like there were seeds available of tunariensis by Karel Kniese. He had listed that species, but I'm not sure. I'm really not sure if the seeds that he had were the right plant. I have a plant with the label tunariensis that is probably Telegonus. So let me show you the plant that I have as Telegonus, the plant that I have as tunariensis from Europe. It's this one. Let me see if I can get it out. Do I have a grabber here somewhere? Ah, of course I kicked the flowering plant. Kick the plant. Oh, let me see. I just want to get a grabber that I can lift it up without without damaging the spines. No, they're all gone. So let me see if I can lift it up. At the very least, just to show you the plant body a little bit here. Strong notches. This thing has strong notches. And I do not think that Tunariensis has any notches. I haven't seen any on the photos on the reputable websites. So yeah, let's go. I want to collect pollen. Want to collect pollen of the plant I have on the desk. This one here will open in the evening. Also big flower. This one is sorted out. We have to cut it down. I decided I will take it off the grafting stock. I want to keep the grafting stock. I'm not giving the plant away. I mean, if I'm giving it away, I'm just giving the grafted plant away. Grafting stock is super nice. I should have never grafted on that thing. So yeah, okay. Let's get started here. I will get pollen. We'll put the camera here, we'll get pollen, and then we will go through the pollen to discuss what we use on the columnars. In the meantime, I will just leave you here with this nice misplant flower here that I had in the time lapse. This is the one from today's time lapse, by the way, and I want to collect pollen here. So I will get me my pollen bag, then we are collecting pollen here, and then we are pollinating the others. Okay, so I brought a bag of pollen. I also brought the seeds that we cleaned yesterday. We will bag them today. But yeah, let's go through the pollen, and we're discussing what we will use for the columns. So this one also needs to be pollinated, so we can kind of talk everything through. I have a bag here. I also have pollen in the fridge. Thank you with the time lapse. I really liked it too. Had to be cut quite a lot actually. From time to time, I had just moved the plant outside and left the time lapse running. So in one scene, there was the plant, and suddenly it was gone. And then a few seconds later, it was there again. Like when in the old movies, like in the Ray Harryhausen movies, when they were showing that someone disappeared, you know, like that cut that you could really see, like suddenly it's there and then it's not. That's what was in the time lapse, and I had to cut it out. So yeah, right now the goal is to get some good fathers for the columnars. I have claw, this is teleflora, but teleflora, there's almost no pollen in the bag anymore. I could just throw that away. This is a good one. We should select this. This is a hybrid with Gröner, Orange, Flying Saucer, and Marcola. Big flowers. Echinopsis glauca, I don't think I want to use Echinopsis glauca on a columnar, because it would mean I'm bringing a white flower into a white flower. That is not how I work. There has to be a reason why I'm making a cross. I have Flying Saucer. That could be great. Maybe we should really pollinate with Flying Saucer one. Yeah, this is nothing. Shafari yellow, it's a real option. It's a completely freaky plant, and I suspect when we're bringing it in a columnar as a fodder, it could completely mess things up, but in a good way. Like when the offspring's really freaky, I like that kind of stuff. So then, yeah, this is Glauca. I'm going through everything. It might take a while because it's a big bag. If you have any proposals, just let me know. Gotta be careful that the stuff isn't flying away. We have a pretty cold day today. It was even too cold for Kami. Sometimes I read one of my labels and I have no idea what I wrote there. Like absolutely none. I don't know. Can't read it. What's this? This the Chiloensis. I collected the pollen at the beginning of the season. I'm doubting if it's still viable. This is that nice orange flower that started off at the season, like a hybrid by Uwe Kahle with Winnebar. This one is Saarwellen, also decent. Maybe let's put it aside. I really think about using using Amun-Re as one. It's just too good not to use it. Yeah, but there's many different ones where I feel like if we're doing that, we could also have a great hybrid. Sometimes there's not a right or wrong choice. Sometimes all the choices have their own strengths and weaknesses. But of course, some of them come better out than others. This is Sally arboricola. This could pollinate the Scopolycola, but I'm not sure if I wanna. The flower isn't so colorful. Mamacita, I tried one and that one failed. I'm not sure if I wanna try it again. But yeah, I mean, just because it failed once doesn't have to mean it's failing every time. Here's an arboricola hybrid. This one was more colorful. This was arboricola and grandiflora. We could, of course, pollinate a Scopolycola with it. I will put it aside, but I'm currently not really planning to work with it today. I really want to pick something good. This is Imperialis. We should use this, I think, like just because it could produce an unusual plant. That Imperialis hybrid there that had an amazing flower, like huge, really good. So that one is selected, like on the side for later. We will also collect a little bit of pollen of the one that is open here, the one from the time lapse. Grandiflora. Have a lot of arboricola pollen. I don't know. How can you collect so much pollen and it's never the right one that you want? So, okay. We are going through everything here. I want to make sure we are using this chance. When you have one of these flower flushes, like the big ones, they don't come so often. So you really have to make use of it. This is a flying dragon hybrid. Could also produce an amazing offspring. You never know. Sometimes you can't predict how good a plant will be as a parent, you know? So I'm almost through. Last ones now. And I'm looking for something specific. I think the Amun-Re pollen is inside the house. I will get that too. We will definitely work with that. This could also be interesting. This is Winteriana and Subdenudata, like a hybrid with both. And since it involves Subdenudata, it could act as a bridge to get in the Lobivia winteriana. I do that a lot, where I use a certain species that I know is compatible and use that to introduce something that would not be compatible directly. Yeah, we will see. This year was a little bit like the good ones, the good plants. I feel like the pollen donors, they all didn't have a lot of pollen. When we had pollen, it was usually gone very fast. Hilde Winterer. Red Star. Imperialis. Humkes Roro. This one I will put aside. This is the Rosa California hybrid. That was also good. I should try that one because I've seen, like, every time I'm posting the flowers, people are going insane because it's a really, really good flower. It's just that every time I'm pollinating, it's kind of hard to pick one because there's so many good ones that you could choose. Like I said, there's sometimes not a wrong or right choice. Sometimes you can get many different interesting hybrids, different versions of right and wrong. So, okay. Yeah, I will get me the Amun-Re pollen, and then we're starting with the pollination. One of the Scopulicolas will get Amun-Re, I think. People have been have been pushing for that. Here's a question: How long do you store your pollen for? Do you freeze it? Yes, I have it in the freezer, and when it's completely dry, just the pollen dust. You know, this is just flower pollen, nothing else. And if you have it like that, you can store it for years. Sometimes, if it gets wet, it will instantly become lifeless. But in general, if you can keep the humidity out, you can store pollen for relatively long. Also, seeds. It's not an accident that all these big seed banks are freezing stuff. You know, they're freezing in nitrogen, I think, but it's basically the same principle. So yeah, I usually try to use it like in the next year. There's usually never a shortage of pollen, so I don't really need to use the old one. Maybe aside from when I accidentally lose a plant, you know, and then you can try to get something similar. Yeah, to kind of recreate the hybrid that you had. In theory, you might be able to get pollinations after 2 or 3 years. I haven't really pushed in that regard. So I will get me the pollen of Amun-Re, and then we are pollinating something. I believe this one here has already gotten Amun-Re. So the second one, we could use the Hilde Winterer that was so good, or something more interesting like that Chiloensis hybrid maybe, or Grandiflora, or we will find something. Okay. So I have more pollen here. Yeah, you should definitely try. Of course, it can always, like the pollen can always get wet, or you know, sometimes you might have had a certain cactus that has very short-lived pollen, but in general, it should it should hold a while. So yeah, let me see what we have here. This was what was in the freezer. A lot of seeds here. Then Amun-Re. Amun-Re, we are using that today. This is Leuchtfeuer, but it looks empty. We're not using that. Schaffery, I will put aside. Maybe. Oh, it's flying away. The pollen is flying away. I hate it. Can you not? How about no? Okay. Yeah. So, and here's the Hilde Winterer. So, I don't know how many we have, maybe 5 or 6 different flowers right now. So one will be Amun-Re, the other one will be Acacia Hilde Winterer hybrid mini maxi red. Then we can decide. I mean, this one here is a hybrid with Vinnebar, had an amazing color. Maybe we should try that. Winteriana subdenudata was great. This is the Buena Vista hybrid. Should also try that. Mamacita, no, I don't think so. Gröner Orange. Yeah, that one was great. We will see if there's enough pollen in there. I will take a few with me, and then later we are deciding spontaneously. Oh yeah, an Imperialis. I will get me one Arboricola, and then we're going. The rest of the pollen I will freeze again later. I usually don't bring it out, but this was just a little bit too short. I didn't plan ahead. You know, like Sun Tzu, the art of war. I haven't planned all steps ahead because I didn't remember that we are pollinating today. So we're doing it now a little bit more spontaneously. So one, let me see how many we have. 2, 3, and 4. Here's another one that might be working. Okay, we will see. I think we also have a few brushes at the greenhouse. Yesterday we used it. Yesterday we used Humkis Roro as a fodder. A couple of days ago. It was on that Echinopsis glauca before I had found the Deserticola pollen. So maybe it takes. We will see. Okay, so let's plan ahead, okay? This one here has a little bit smaller flower, I believe. Flower size definitely plays a role here. I believe we should use that Gröner hybrid that I've discussed. The flower was orange, had ragged flowers almost, was a really good big flower. We should use that just to get an amazing body, just to get an amazing size. But I need to. We will have to see if the pollen, if there's enough pollen. And I forgot the tripod. We also need the tripod. And yeah, then we will pollinate. The other one, Amun-Re, like the Scopulicola, I think we have 2 flowers open on Scopulicola, and those are one probably Amun-Re, and the other probably the Hilde Winterer. I really think it could be super fertile. That's my experience with plants that are self-fertile. They are often pollinating everything they touch. Yeah, this one here we could also use, by the way. I just felt like the color isn't so strong that there might be a big risk that we're getting something rose colored, you know, like this, or pinkish, washed out pink. Can you refreeze the same pollen packet if you only use a bit? They recommend not to do it because the pollen gets stale, or like it turns a little bit into, like, it compacts. So you have a little, like, when you're looking into that thing, it looks like you have chalk in there. Yeah, but in general, it could work. I would try it out. If if you're in doubt, just put it in. The worst that can happen is that it doesn't come up anymore, But they recommend not to do it. I've read that, I think, somewhere in the AG Echinopsis manuals. Could have been that it was written by Reinhard Liske. I'm not sure. It's been a while. This is really hard work here. So yeah, I will put that thing on the tripod, and then we are pollinating this one here. I will not collect pollen. I don't really need white flowering fathers unless they are really big. And this one is just not big enough. So I will open up the pollen bag here to see if there's even enough pollen in there. I definitely want to use the whole bag up. And I'm still not sure if I have enough. We will see. And since this happened maybe a couple of months ago, the flowering, we might even have pollen that's no, there's not enough pollen left. So that one's out. We could use grandiflora. We could use Schaffery yellow. We could use that Imperialis hybrid to get an interesting body hybrid. Amun-Re, yeah, Amun-Re we could use. Let's use Amun-Re, okay? I think we have enough of it. And in this case, we might be able to push the flower size a little bit. So pollinated with Amun-Re could be compatible, if you ask me. Like, looking at the type of plant that it is, and this here could be very compatible. I think we will only be making one more pollination here with the pollen in this bag, and it's the Scopolycola. Scopolycola will also get Amun-Re. Let me take the camera. Getting the tripod here, and then I will try to get to the flower, because it's a little bit behind here somewhere. Okay, so let me see. I will try to get there, opening up the window a little bit here. I really don't see anything at the flower at the top. Also hard to collect pollen here. I apologize. Okay. I pollinate the upper flower with Amun-Re. So the cross is Scopolycola crossed with Amun-Re. Oh, I'm tired. This is really hard work for me. Okay, yeah, we have a little bit more here. This could be enough. In the beginning I was worried, but now I think we have enough. Gotta be careful that I'm not dropping it with the mussels. I constantly drop stuff and then I don't get it anymore. Good. I think we have enough. I think we put enough pollen on it. So yeah, the one at the top, Scopolycola, pollinated with Amun-Re. Now the second one below, we are pollinating with something else. Yeah, I don't know. I consider Schaffery yellow because it's a freaky plant. Like I said, it could produce something completely genetically broken that could already be like an attraction, you know, like interesting in that sense. So we would see. We will go over, and then we're discussing what we will use next here. We'll just leave the tripod here. I love to see the bumblebees when they are getting a little pollen from me. Hey Remo, greetings to you. Thank you for being here. Just pollinating the big ones. Pollinating the Scopolycola. Yeah, and here, Hilde Winterer hybrid, Acacia, Hilde Winterer hybrid, mini maxi red. Could be self-fertile, is an option. Schaffery yellow is an option because it's so aggressively dominant that it usually pollinates. Then I have Echinopsis imperialis. Oh, you know what? We should test that. I think we should test that because the name that the plant that I have, I will show you the plant so you know what I mean. But I think it's the same plant that is being sold as Bach's faux scope from a nursery called Bach's, I think. This is the plant. And this is not, in my opinion, it's a mislabeled plant. You know, this is actually Echinopsis imperialis. Has very big flowers, a hybrid between a columnar and a Telegonus hybrid, Telegonus echinopsis hybrid. You can see that in the spines. But yeah, it's kind of hard since which columnar species it actually was is kind of hard to say. But Scopolycola, if you look at the shape, it might actually, it could have been that species that was involved. So maybe we should use that one to just see if they are compatible or not. They could be compatible. I mean, I'm not completely ruling out that the columnar that was used in that cross was Scopolycola, you know? There are various ones. There are a few different ones. This here is also an imperialis. It's the kind of plants that go under the name Brevispinolosus in the United States. Telegonus echinopsis hybrids. And there were quite a few. So yeah, we could pollinate with that. What do you think? Or we could pollinate with the Hilde Winterer. There is a third flower opening up and I have the Hilde Winterer aimed for that one if we're using this one here. Either we're using Hilde Winterer here or later. Yeah, and apart from that, this is a Rosa California hybrid that was great. We could use Flying Saucer. Flying Saucer is a great name. My experience, sometimes it has amazing offspring, sometimes it's mediocre. It's kind of hard to pick something here. What do you think, guys? Any ideas what we're supposed to use here? Want to hear your opinions. These have been pollinated yesterday already, by the way. We should measure them later. Looks okay in regards to the size. It's much bigger than I saw it yesterday. Flying Saucer. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's use it. I will get it. I think I didn't bring it here. No. Let's use it. I like Flying Saucer. It's just that very often, the moment you are involving it, a plant instantly becomes a flying saucer hybrid, you know, like it has that unique color that very often comes through. And there are many hybrids like that, you know. So, but there's also so many amazing masterpiece hybrids that were created with flying saucer. So yeah, let's see. Gotta sit down in a minute. I'm having issues here. So let's see, flying saucer, where are you? Flying saucer is a Sörensia Trichocereus hybrid. Sörensia and Chicken-Dancy, I believe. Chiloensis. There's so many good ones. It's a shame you can never really use them all, you know? Where is that thing? Might have put it back in. Let me see. And if I did, it wasn't the plan. Could be that I brought it in. Then we have to use something else. Red Star, Hilde Winterer, Saven, Mamacita, Glauca. Yeah, I think I accidentally brought the flying saucer into the house again. So we have to use. Oh no, there it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. Good. I found it. So, pollinating with flying saucer. And with the third flower, we will decide later. It's either going to be a Hilde Winterer or maybe that Imperialis hybrid, maybe a Chiloensis hybrid, or that weird Chiloensis-like plant that I have there. I'm not sure what it is, but I know if I use it in a hybrid cross, the strong ribs will look amazing. Sometimes when you're bringing something in that has these segmented ribs, that really looks great. So yeah, let me put it back up. And then I'm pollinating the second flower. And that's the one you see there. Okay. There's a lot of pollen here. At least now I know that we're definitely qualifying for the amount of pollen that we need. So yeah, this is flying saucer. Scopolycola crossed with flying saucer. Okay. Amun-Re and flying saucer. I think we chose pretty well here. This one will open in the evening. And then we'll see what we do here. Oh, what's that? This is unique. Do you see what this is? It's pushing two flower buds so close to each other. This is pretty close. This might push each other down. That's a shame. Like if you try to grow them both, this can cause problems for both. Usually you would take this one down. But we will see. Maybe that one will fall off before this one even develops. If we're failing with the pollination of this one, then we at least have another chance. So I will leave it for now. Good. Yeah, so let's see what we have here. This is also opening in the evening. We will definitely pollinate with that one plant there, that weird one, Imperialis hybrid, with the big flower. The big flowers are insane, but they're white. That's the one thing. The negative thing. They are white. This one here, we haven't pollinated yet, so we should consider what we do here. Yeah, Hilde Winterer. Glow. This is the Rosa California hybrid. Could also be good. Schaffery or Imperialis. Also Red Star. These are in the race right now. Amun-Re also. I still have a little bit of pollen of Amun-Re. We could also try Amun-Re. So yeah, let me know what you would choose, and we're getting them. Everything that I have here is something that I would use. So I'm always open for suggestions. If not, maybe we're using maybe the Hilde Winterer. I really want to use Hilde Winterer, but yeah, I'm also Schaffery Yellow is the one that could produce something unusual. So far, most plants where I've used it have been pollinated by it. It's a really good one. I would trust my gut feeling. We are using this Rosa California hybrid. It was one of the best plants this year, once again. And that plant has been underutilized in my collection, usually in the past. So yeah, we are using that hybrid between Buena Vista, Rosa California, Legon, or something like that. It's a long list of parents that are involved, and it has a lot of potential. When you have so many parents in one cross, that increases the compatibility. That's it. The more plants are involved, the more genetic bridges you can have. All you need is one, but it needs to really be able to transport the species into the cactus here, into the cross. So yeah, Buena Vista Rosa California hybrid by Uwe Kahle. If this one will come out, if the cross will be successful, it will be really good. Like the parentage is very promising. I haven't seen a bad flower from the plant, and I'm not using it accordingly. I should use it more often. Yeah, okay. Good. These will open in the evening. These have been pollinated yesterday. This was Amun-Re, I believe. And the left one, I'm not sure what we used for the left one. Yeah, we could pollinate again with the same Amun-Re pollen, or we could save that for another plant. I think we're saving it for another plant. I will leave these here. Later, we'll pollinate them again with the same pollen in order to increase the chance that we have success. Yeah, good. So this one, Amun-Re. This one has Amun-Re. I will look this one up. I think it could have been the Pseudolobivia hybrid that we had here. This one had Buena Vista Rosa California. This one here had Amun-Re. The one below had Flying Saucer. This one here had Humcus Roro Deserticola. Yeah, and the others are still opening. We will do these in the evening, or maybe tomorrow. We would see. Good. By the way, these are the propagations. Got to take this one down because it's gotten a little sunlight. Putting it like this, just to let the wound, to continue letting the wound callus. Always got to be careful when you're placing a side up to the sun that isn't really used to sunlight yet. Then they can easily become infected. So these will go in the soil. We will root these in pumice. I have gotten new pumice and we will use them to root them. So putting them in here, and when the pumice is unpacked, we will pack them. We will repot them. So then I have this Lobivia here. The flower is amazing. I kind of messed up the plant. I dropped it, but this is a very beautiful Thai Lobivia. I'm not sure what I should do with it because this is not the direction that I'm going towards. It's not that I don't like them. It's just that the flower size is so small that I'm not really feeling comfortable using that, you know. But you can, if you manage to get just the color into columnar, like just that strong color, and keep the size, then it would be great. But there's always a huge risk when you're involving these that the flower size will be like miniature. So yeah, I will bring that with me. I will put it here in the greenhouse. Lobivia winteriana is just in the process of opening up. Lobivia flowers usually open during the early morning hours when the sun is out. The moment you have sun in the greenhouse, the Lobivia are opening up, aiming for the first pollinators of the day. Yeah, and these will be open in 2 hours roughly, and it's a beautiful flower. I will try to take a good video. Then I wanted to show you Amun-Re, that tip cut that I did. I had to cut it again yesterday, and it was good that I did because the thing looked infected. Now we will try letting it callus in the greenhouse, and it will be like the end of the season is close. It's getting closer, so we have to be careful here. Yeah, but I'm positive we removed it the right time. Then this one here is opening up. Spider Bro has moved out, apparently, but yeah. It happens. Kids grow up, they leave the house, you have to live with it. So yeah, that's the situation in here. Next week we will continue with the repotting, and I'm looking forward to it because it's a great feeling when you wanted to repot for a while and you finally get pots and finally get soil, you know. It's a cool feeling. I love it. So yeah, let's go back, and then we're doing something else here. I want to collect pollen. Oh, I forgot the tripod. I have the mental capacity of a snail, of a stone. I will try getting the tripod, and then I have to sit because I have issues with the leg. Want to sit down, and then we are collecting a little bit of pollen on that on that plant that was in the time lapse today. I've just tried to find a few bags of pollen that I can fill up, but I might be out. Good. Yeah, nice. I was very happy with the time-lapse video today. That thing, you didn't, like in the beginning, if I had seen another white flowering seedling from that cross, I might have sorted it out without seeing it. It's just when you have a cross, just because you have one white flowering seedling doesn't mean they are all white. It's just something that unfortunately, that's something that you have to live with, you know? So yeah, getting the tripod stationed, and then we are collecting a little bit of pollen here. Okay. Sweet. Oh, gotta sit for a minute. I have issues right now. Was a little exhausting. Okay. Yeah, I want to collect a little bit of pollen. I don't need much, but a little bit would be good to just have something in case I want to work with it. So we might have to cut off the petals, have cut away a part of the petals here. Otherwise we can't get in. So now we can brush the pollen into the bag. When you're collecting pollen in this stage, it's really late. This shouldn't have taken so long. Like I was collecting a little bit of pollen yesterday, and there was so much, and now it's already starting to dissolve, you know, becoming pasty, and that is very hard to collect. Okay, opening it up a little bit. Opening up the flower doesn't change the success rate of the cross. Just make sure you're not ripping off the ovum. You're not damaging the stigma. Gotta sit again. Yeah, this is what I got here. A little bit, but not much. It's just really, really pasty. We could use that as fodder on the arboricola that I have beside me. Yeah, not really the best. So when I'm done with the plant here, I will move it in the shade to give it time to actually grow the fruit if the pollination is a success. This had been pollinated, and one of them got the Hilde Winterer, and the other one got Amon-Re, I believe. Yeah, this is not getting any better. I think we are ending the pollen collection here. I'm dropping the pencil. This was really exhausting. Okay, Betsy Apricot Glow. Betsy Apricot Glow number 2. Color. Okay, good. Yeah, so let's put that thing aside. Moving the plant into the shade, then we are watering it to give it a little chance. This is something that I will report next chance I get. This is how I work. I get a plant to flower roughly at this size, and I decide if I want to keep it or not. And then I'm getting a bigger pot. By the way, this is a sister. This is the other sister. This is the white one, and I considered to sort it out. Haven't really treated this one as well as I should have. So maybe I'm keeping it just because it might be genetically, might still have a good situation, good genetic situation. So I have fertilizer, so let's try that out, okay? Getting this over. We're using this one for the cacti. This is for the vegetables. For the vegetables and also for some cacti. It's just that I don't want to use the mineral fertilizer on the vegetables. Everything else doesn't matter. So, okay. Oh. Really matters that you're hitting it the right angle. Otherwise, it's not clicking. This one we will have to cut off the grafting stock. And I think we're using the tree cutter. That's a really, like a really thick core. Okay. This is basically one of the spots that I just use for fruit ripening. Fruit ripening, I usually let happen in the shade. If you have the plants in full sun growing fruit, it's usually, they can often drop them. It doesn't happen every time, but it happens often. More often than not, if you ask me. This is the Rosa California Buena Vista hybrid that we had earlier. And this is a Huaratsensis grandiflora plant from this plant from last year. No, from this year, that flowered this year. Pollinated with Deserticola. Okay, talking about Deserticola, we should give it something to eat. Bamboy here. Okay. Also a spot in the shade to ripen. And now I'm fertilizing. Just about not being cooked by the sun in the time when they have to make a decision if they wanna grow fruit or not. Because usually when they are getting stressed too much in that position, in that point, they are dropping the fruit. I don't want them to sink. They just need to ripen the fruit. They need to realize that the conditions are good. Amun-Re. From time to time I knock something down, but that's okay. It was meant to be. I think I gotta I think we gotta end this here very soon. I have trouble with the muscle, with the arm. This is, for me, this is really hard work. Nonetheless, with one arm, it's too exhausting. I will continue doing that later. And we will do something else because I have a bunch of seedlings that I want to work on. I have fertilized the plant that I wanted to fertilize. We're doing the rest later. Maybe I'm doing a video. This needs to be cleaned up, and it gives me a chance to sit down a little. Okay. So this goes over. Okay. Getting rid of the oxalis here. Usually it's good to rip the oxalis out. Always cleaning up the soil, getting rid of organic debris, organic trash. This is the kind of stuff that we should be reporting, I believe. Yeah, we're reporting them. We're reporting them. I don't like this. I'm getting a little pot here, and we're getting one that's a little bit bigger. This is the pot size that we're using, and we're splitting them. We're putting them into that one. We are using coconut. Yeah, and I will get some. Okay. Almost passed out a little, but I made it. So I'm filling up a pot with coconut fiber, and then we're checking the roots of every seedling here. Yeah, I'm taking it a little easier. I had to sit down now. I'm just yeah, you know how it is. So I'm cleaning the roots here, and we have to really get rid of everything. This looks a little bit like there is a root issue. It usually is either mealybug or fungus gnat, and it could be both, like either one or both, one or two. I mean, so changing the medium might not be a bad idea right now. Getting rid of what I can. Seedlings are hybrid by Uwe Kahle with Hercules. And I just wanted to say I really miss the old school Hercules show, like with Xena and all that Lucy Lawless show. I've recently seen an episode of Hercules, and it was such a goofy show. I laughed so hard. I need to watch that again sometime soon, like the whole show. Yeah, and this hybrid is also called Hercules. This one lost the root rust right now. Not good. Let's put it like this. Maybe we're grafting it. Yeah, I have issues with the muscles in general. Since the tick bite, you know, I've had a Lyme disease infection and maybe a little bit of a meningitis, something like that, you know, and it really screwed me a little up. Since then, my life has changed, but I'm living with it. You know, I can still do what I want, and that's okay. I will live under the conditions I wanna live in. You know, I still have a lot of quality of life despite the problems. But from time to time, you have these moments when you have to take a break. Also, with the whole situation, Kami yesterday was really hard. I'm looking forward being able to chill a little bit more, you know, just to take a step back. Over winter, I'm looking forward already to the winter. Winter live stream is a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed that. I think we're sorting this one out here. So, okay. Yeah, and we will have to water these a few times to make sure that they are actually having good contact with the soil, with the root. This here, gotta be careful that you're not just placing them in the medium. They actually need to grow into it again. And in order to do that, it really helps when you water from time to time. Okay. So yeah, this will go on the stairs. I want to have them under control, where I can really see them. This goes into the freezer again when we're done here. Oh! I've sunk in. There is I think there's a mouse that has dug a tunnel, or like a mole. I have recently seen a mole that has been digging holes here, and I'm falling into it. Okay, yeah, this is this one. This is that Hercules hybrid. We are doing that later. I will get another one that we are repotting. This one goes on the stairs under the roof. So here we have something that we should also take care of. Let me see. I want to clean up here before we're doing anything else. Okay, cleaning this a little bit. And then we're repotting these because there are many in between that we need to remove. These had gotten a little drought. And now we have to remove the ones that didn't make it. Okay, bigger pot, compressing the medium. I really like stability in the top layer. I really like that. This one here had an infection. I think this is just driven by either by mealybug, by a fungus gnat still, or drought. Probably drought, because I remember these had gotten a bad time where they almost didn't make it, and I watered them more afterwards. And that's why we're getting them a more water retaining medium here. Might have to split them into two. You could also single these out already. Usually the right way would probably be to single them out in pumice right now. And yeah, then you have the maximum success rate, survival rate, you know. So, okay. We also have to pollinate that arboricola that I have beside me. We will do that afterwards when we're done here. If you're not removing this, this will be the end of the other seedlings. They will infect them. Because of that, you always have organic debris in the pot. And seedlings will often, it will attract mealybug like a magnet. Oh, I think I might have to move the set here. This is not happening. That I'm sinking in. Either that or I have to put something like a plate of wood below. I'm literally sinking in. Okay. I want to clean them up. Then I will place them all on the thing, and then we're watering them. And then we're seeing what we do with them here. Also want to have a look at the label before we do anything else. Like I need to know how much space I want to give these. Depends on what they are. It's probably something good, but yeah, you never know. So these are the seedlings. Then I will get the water hose. Then we are pushing them in the medium. Okay, I'm putting just the water on it, nothing else. And the water's out. Okay. Do you water them straight away? Yes, we are watering them right now to clean up. I want to have clean seedlings when we are pushing them in the soil. This is to have it easier to position them in the medium. So this is for one, to clean them up a little bit. Get the medium to the structure that I want to have. Then we're putting them in, then we're letting that thing dry out completely. First time drying out is important. So let's see. This one here has something. Maybe it makes it, maybe not. I will push it to the corner. When you have a seedling that looks like it might infect others, put it somewhere where it's a little bit further away. In the first weeks, the medium will sink in a lot. And that needs to happen fast, because that will make it easier for me to really put them in the medium. Yeah. The more often you water them, the more often the medium will compact a little bit more. So let me have a look at the label here. Flying Saucer Cantora crossed with Zizala. Yeah. Okay. Could be great. But I haven't seen the mother here. This is a hybrid by Uwe Kahle. And I trust Uwe to always have amazing plans. So we will definitely keep maybe 5 long term. At one point in this pot, we will have to sort out. Maybe we're grafting on them. Maybe we're just giving them away to friends. We will see. A little bit more. I really want to have compact medium here. Also, it helps me to push the seedlings deeper into the soil. I don't want to place them on the soil. I want to have them in the soil. Contact with the roots and everything. The closer they are, the higher the risk. So consider singling them out already. At this point, if I had endless space, I would single them out in pumice probably. Little tiny pot for each one. Mineral medium and your golden. Mineral medium has a much lower chance for losses. It's just that I try not to overuse mineral medium anymore. I used too much of it in the past. So this the seedlings now. They will go at a spot that I can where I can control the water, because now I really want them to dry out. Letting this thing dry out completely, and then I'm watering and fertilizing instantly. I might even fertilize them today, because the medium is basically devoid of nutrients, and it's not really something that's good for too long. Like once you have them in there for a few weeks, it can already get difficult with them. So here I have something that I want to clean up. I will be getting me one of these pots here, so I can get rid of the soil. It's necessary to clean it up. I just want to see if there are any animals, insects in the pot before we're doing something drastic here. Looks okay. Cleaning them up now. Getting rid of all the soil. This was the first generation soil, and it was very organic. Might have been a little too organic for some. Like I said, same here. I would recommend putting them into pumice. Pumice is a great medium. I just think we can maybe work without it. And if it doesn't work, I mean, I ordered pumice I have the new pumice here, and it's mostly for seedlings. Mostly for seedlings that do not take the coconut, that are not good with the coconut. Cleaning up here, getting rid of everything that can cause an infection. Too much remnants from the old soil. I think we might have to put these in mineral. Looking at them, strongly leaning towards using pumice here. So we would put them aside to add the pumice later. What's the label? Angelo crossed with feathers. Really good. Really interesting. We should really not screw it up. Good. They will go into into pumice. We're putting them here. We're repotting them probably tomorrow. This one here, let's see. We could do the same here. A lot of the Lobivia I consider to pot up in mineral medium. I don't want to dust. I don't like dust. So watering them once can be really a good thing to control the clouds that come from the medium. It's also Lobivia something, yeah. Also Angelo, I think, right? No, it's a hybrid called OTO by Uwe Kahle. We will see. Think we're putting them in coconut, which we're giving it a test. We're trying it, okay? Trusting in the medium. Over here I have a little bit of the pumice, just to show you how the medium looks that I would recommend to use, okay? So this here, washed pumice, relatively clean without the dust, and that is a great medium just by itself. Of course, you can also mix other ingredients in, but you might as well just work with this out of the box, out of the bag. So yeah, using coconut fiber now for these. And again, it's an organic medium, yes, but it needs to be dry. Having a dry medium should be relatively safe, but we have to make sure in winter that it's not getting wet. And that usually, like in winter, the danger comes from the drip water, from condensation. And you can greatly influence that by having a warmer temperature in the greenhouse. The more you can heat, the less humidity you will have. You probably know that if you ever were in a house that isn't heated, you see the humidity at the windows. And once the heater is running, you don't have that anymore. So yeah, if the humidity is getting too much, gotta heat more. And if this is going to be a medium that is too hard to control, we are just using something else in the future. We are probably using sowing soil, maybe. Sowing soil is a medium that I have on my list of potential replacements if the coconut fiber doesn't work, doesn't succeed, you know. Cleaning it a little bit, I want to have the medium settle down. This one needs to be corrected again. They really can't be like sunken in. They have to be above the soil, because that really helps to keep them healthy. Like, the medium should just touch the roots. It shouldn't be all over the plant. Good. Here's something that I want to clean up, and it's basically just oxalis that is causing a scene. So we're getting rid of that. No label. Is a lobevia. We should really consider mineral medium here. Yeah, we'll see. We will give it a. We will try it with coconut here. Like I said, the soil needs to be dry over winter, and if it isn't, we might have to change the medium. We will see how the coconut fiber will behave over winter. If it stays too wet for too long, then we're mixing something in. Then we're maybe mixing pumice into the medium. That kind of stuff. My recommendation, general recommendation for lobevia, really use a mineral pumice medium, something like that. They are a little bit sensitive, especially when they're in wet soil, you know. So this one here we will repot now. Label, just a number. Can't tell you what it is, no idea. But looks interesting enough to repot. I think this is Echinopsis, so it should be doing well with the soil. So far the plants look much better in the coconut than they looked in the pumice, and that's all I needed to know. I think we're doing this elsewhere next time. I don't like to make a mess at this side also. Good. So I'm done here. We will continue doing more with the seedlings sometime soon. But we have to repot all the seedlings, probably, or at least most of them. And that means we have to go through a lot. This one here will be sorted out. Putting that one on the side. You could graft that. You could use that as a grafting stock, I mean. Have a lot of plants that will be sorted out this year. See this one, always looking for mealybug. This one looks suspect. Putting it away. Okay, look at the... I need to put a big plate here that I have a strong solid ground. I wanted to pollinate this one here. Sorensia arboricola. So with this one, first one I used Amun-Re. Now the second one, we could use that Hildewintera that I talked about so often. But yeah, I feel like it might not bring enough color into that thing. Let's see what else we have. Going through everything again. Betsy Apricot Glow we could use from today. This pink stripes, but probably not viable anymore. Bamboy also most likely unviable. Red Star. Flying Dragon. Anton Mars. Yeah, we are using that one. I like that one. Hildewintera Anton Mars. That one was really good too. Yeah, let's use that one. Let's see what else we have here. Mamacita. Glauca. Should we pollinate with Glauca? Or should we pollinate with, what do we have? What do we have? Glauca. What's open in the other greener? Scopolycola. We could use Scopolycola to get a funky hybrid. Maybe one of the other botanicals could also be good, but then the flower would be white. Leaning in between Hildewintera and Echinopsis glauca. Both have something going for them, and both have something going against them. It's always like that a little bit. Yeah, let's use Hildewintera Anton Mars. It's just a gut feeling. I think I haven't used that before here with this plant. And it sounds like something that could have a cool Hildewintera hybrid. Could produce a good Hildewintera hybrid. So yeah, let me use that. Hildewintera hybrid Anton Mars. Anton Mars, German breeder who passed away recently. I think he's the breeder of Super Apricot, I believe. Yeah, and a good breeder. So many good breeders are already gone. Goes so fast, you know. Like the last 20, 30 years, they went by in a breeze. Still remember when I was a beginner, starting in the cactus breeding, and I had a rough start. I really had difficulties getting started with the bad setup that I had here. A lot of breeders, they were always able to have great equipment. I wasn't. Yeah, and the last 20 years have flown by in a breeze. Okay, yeah, pollinated with Hildewintera Anton Mars. I think that is a good decision. We have labels again, so let's get started with them. Finally, labels again. Hildewintera hybrid Mars. 2A, 1S. I need the puncher, the whole puncher, so we can put that thing all around the flower. But this is how we will do it again now. I only stopped because I didn't have any more labels, and it was bad because it usually, when that happens, chaos is happening all around. You have to label them, otherwise I have forgotten it in a few minutes. So yeah, getting the whole puncher, and we're labeling a few, and then we're ending the live stream. So I can sit down a little where I'm not sinking into the soil. I might have a sinkhole there. This little rodent. Oh, look at Lubivia winteriana here. Look at this. It's a really nice flower. Lubivia winteriana. And here we have, this is a Drachenei hybrid, dragon egg hybrid. Yeah. These will all be pollinated. We will pollinate them, I think, with columnars. Scopulicola, we will try Scopulicola on one. The other, Amun-Re, definitely Amun-Re, because Amun-Re might involve something like a Lubivia, Pseudo-Lubivia, you know. Yeah, and the other two, we will see what jumps into our eye. I think in the future I'm taking it a little slower. Like when I'm doing the live stream, I can't be moving back and forth like that anymore. I think I need to have a stationary live stream. It's just too much. So, okay. We will punch a hole in that label, then we're wrapping the label around the flower to keep track of what we do here. I also want to clean up here in a minute. I really want to keep the place clean. So, okay. Yeah, that one's really good. The Hildewinterer, the Lubivia winteriana. It's a really nice flower. I'm always happy to see them. Always potential for amazing hybrids. Like I've seen hybrids with it, and they are not complicated. They are selling for $100, and it's just Lubivia winteriana with something like grandiflora, and the flower is just amazing. Often, you know, they just have a tendency to produce solid offspring. Yeah, this is good. It's a good parent. It's a very rewarding, easy plant to work with if you want to have a few Lubivia hybrids to sell. Lubivia winteriana would be one of my main breeding plants. I would have like 10 or 20, and just every time different father until I have the really, really good ones. And it won't take long, I promise you. They are really good parents, solid parents. We could also pollinate something like this with it, like Arboricola. If I had thought about it a little earlier, I might have even used it as a father. They have potential. Yeah, I have some too. Like every year I have like 50 or so, but I often don't sow them out. And then, like last time, I really wanted to change that. And this winter in the live stream, we planted like 10 or 20 at least. Was really overdue because it's a good parent. When you have these kind of seeds and you're not planting them, you're kind of cheating yourself. You're cheating your future self. Okay, so this one's on. Let's write a few more labels here for the others, for the big ones that we did earlier, and we're putting them on in the greenhouse, and then we're ending it. Okay, Amun-Re. Amun. That's enough. I know what I meant. Amun. Okay. So putting holes into it. I think there were at least 2 plants that got Amun-Re. Things broken. I've had that in school. But this is how they built their equipment in the past. Today, the stuff you buy, it holds like maybe 2 years and then it breaks. So yeah, Good. So let's get a label, a little wire here. Oh, I need the wire. Yeah. Then this one. Now this is the other label. Check it out. This was the old label, and it has a shiny, glossy kind of thing, like a texture to it. They should never sell these for labels. This is made for printing on it or something like that. So what was the other stuff that we used? Flying Saucer was one on Scopolycola. Scope. Okay. The other one was Amun-Re 2. Third one, what did we use? And that was Buena Vista, Rosa California. Yeah, exactly. That was the one. Okay. Yeah, I too. It's normal for everyone. Like with the seeds, people are just underestimating how much space you need to plant. Sometimes it's really easy to underestimate. I have the same issue. I need to get it in my skull to sow out less. And this year I really, like after repotting 1 million seedlings, I feel like I might have learned a little bit. Okay. 2 on Scopolycola, the other one Amun-Re. Yeah, okay. This is good. Now we just need the wire, and then we're wrapping these around them. And the other stuff, we will decide what we do then. Yeah, in the future we are labeling every cross again. Really, everyone. Yeah, it's part of the hobby, you know. Like I still remember when I planted seeds, maybe 7 years ago, and I had excessively many, and today I have none of them. And I wish I had just repotted a few of them, like separated them, you know, maybe grafted them. But when you have excess of something, you don't appreciate it. You don't appreciate it enough. Okay. Here. Yeah, and I think maybe tomorrow, in the next days, we are starting with the repotting again. Cleaning up, moving plants. I just have too much on my plate right now. So I'm doing my best to not lose any, to not waste any kind of good flower and that stuff, you know, pollinate them all. Hey, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Thank you. Allows me to keep buying pots and that kind of thing. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. So yeah, we are putting these on, and then we will see what we get. So far, I have not seen one plant from the Amun-Re seeds that I had sent around in 2022 to 2024. I know that Brad has a few. I think Garrett has a few, friend of mine. Yeah, we will see. Some good Amun-Re hybrids around now. If they only look half as good as the mother, they will be great. They will be awesome in Australia and that kind of thing, you know. Looking forward seeing the first ones flowering in Australia in a few years. And in the future, we have to do something else. Like, I have a tendency to repeat the same kind of crosses, and I need to push myself away from that. Gotta always make sure you are not repeating the same crosses every year again. So, okay. This is the Flying Saucer. Let me see if I can get around. Oh yeah, I'm not sure about that Hakuyo cultivar. I always wanted to have one, and when I looked into them, they looked a little bit genetically messed up, you know, like an intergeneric hybrid that might have genetic health issues. That's why I didn't continue working with it. But it might have potential, you know. It looks unique, really unique kind of plant. Having issues with that, with the muscles and all. I hate that, like fine work. I hate it. Can you not? Now. Okay, good. This flying saucer and the one at the top, Amun-Re. Is it, the flower is white, right? Has a white flower, right? Hakuyo. I'm not sure, I don't recall how it looks. This one comes out. Let me get this one out of the way here. Okay. So next one, Amun-Re, was the top flower on Scopolycola. Yeah, you're right. I think it definitely looks like that. Definitely looks like that. I think I read that it's probably an intergeneric hybrid. But which one, I'm not sure. There were articles in the German Kakteen und andere Sukkulenten journal. It's a German cactus magazine that's come out since like the 1900s. Okay. Let's put this thing around. Gotta be a little careful here. I wiggle too hard. Okay. Okay. Phew. This one here, Echinopsis glauca, pollinated with pseudocandicans. Sörensia pseudocandicans. And the fruit looks so small again. I just hate when I get a fruit and you can already see that the fruit might not have more than 100 seeds. That's how this one looks like. It will be interesting to see if the one with Deserticola will actually grow one. If it does, we will have a look at the seed count, because that's how you can also see some genetic similarities, you know, like connections and all. Yeah, sounds like a good idea. I also considered working with it for a while, but eventually I ran out of space. That is the kind of plant that I would have bought maybe 2017, 2018, and later I just ran out of space. And now I'm only I'm very specific about what I use. I want certain types of hybrids, like with flower size and interesting, unique body. So yeah, this was Buena Vista, Rosa California. Such a nice flower. You know, if you look at that, it's such a beautiful flower. I'm always amazed when I see these big ones flowering. You know, they have such a bad reputation sometimes. You know, like people, when I'm posting a flower like this, people are getting goofy sometimes in the comments. It's such an amazing plant. If you look at the flower, you're always like, it's impressive. Like just the size and looks very noble. I like them. And this one here too, this is not bad. I would see if I find the meter, if I have the meter here or if I have it somewhere else. So let's clean this up here. This goes in the trash. This we can reuse. This we can reuse. This is not an ad, okay? I mean, this is a German super, like a garden store chain, but it's not an ad. Oh, I almost fell. I have issues with the muscles today. So I wanted to measure this thing to see where it is, because it looked so small and now it kind of gained. Yeah, 18.5. It's not bad. It's not so big as the other one, but it definitely has 18 centimeters. Let's see how big the other one is. This one's not so big. This has, look at it. This is why I sorted it out. 12 or 13 centimeters only diameter. That's not good. I really consider sorting this plant out just because the flower is really not comparable to others. This one also not so big. I didn't like that either. So maybe 16 centimeters here, not much. But the fact at least this one grows a fruit. If a plant manages to grow a fruit very often, that is a plus. That is an immense plus if you have a plant that ends up actually growing it out. This one had Amun-Re. See if I have another one. Yeah, here. This one was also Amun-Re. Yeah, I'm not sure why the auto moderator filtered it out, you know. Maybe it has a problem with centimeters. Yeah, exactly. The other one, you really see that they have a different shape, you know. In comparison, Scopulicola opening really widely. We should measure Scopulicola too, just to make sure that I have it somewhere. This kind of stuff's really, for me, this is super challenging when you have muscle issues like this fine work with the fingers and all. This is getting me to frustration. Oh, come on. Just want to intertwine them. Okay, good. Pushing it a little bit further back. Okay, so the left one, what was it yesterday? I don't recall what we used here yesterday. I will look it up in the live stream. Could have been the Hilde Winterer, but I don't think so. I have to look it up. Not sure. So in the last one here, that one has Amun-Re also. But I forgot to put a hole in it. Maybe I can punch it with the scissor. Let me see. Okay. So, okay. Amun. Okay. Let's get a little bit more of the wire here. By the way, I still missed to show the wire on my streaming service. Sky has stolen the wire from me. Sky has stolen the wire, The Sopranos, and True Detective. Absolutely atrocious behavior. They've just removed everything and now they're charging extra for it. Yeah, I only recently watched it. I only recently watched it for the first time completely. And when I just started to like the show, they are taking it away. I've had access to that show for like 5 years. And when I finally started watching it, they were literally removing it while I was watching it. At one moment, it stopped working and then it was gone. And that happened when, like with Netflix and Warner Brothers, like that sale. The moment they have arranged for Netflix to buy Warner, they had disappeared from the streaming, and then now later that the deal collapsed, they have added stuff again, but still nothing like Sopranos or so. I've been waiting for my shows since then, like 6 months or so. I will buy me Blu-ray, DVD, and that kind of stuff. Like if I ever have a little money, I will buy me everything on Blu-ray and that kind of thing. Hard medium, you know? I'm not letting them steal my stuff again. The future is really, really bad. And just to give you an idea how it is right now with my streaming, I can't even pause on some channels anymore. Yeah, it's totally like, I remember that I was able to pause in the 80s when I had VHS tapes. Absolutely, the future is really bad. I don't want to be a part of it. I'm glad that I'm living a little bit far off and don't have to get involved with too much of that stuff. Check this out. This is the one that we cut back recently. Rio, Miss Kansas. The one I also did a time lapse with. This one has already popped again. I've read about the show, but I haven't seen it yet. But it's on my list of things that I want to watch. Right now, I'm currently just reading Sopranos memes every day. It's the only thing that I can still participate with the show. They have taken everything from me. Okay, yeah, this is good. Want to say this one here, I'm glad that it flowers because it was so hot in the greenhouse that a lot of plants have dropped flower buds. It was like 3 or 4 flower buds have been dropped from all of them. When you have a greenhouse, when the temperature is like 35 outside, then it can be 40 in the greenhouse. So yeah, bad stuff. Let's measure Scopolycola and then we're done here. I will clean up afterwards. Next days we have to clean the whole garden. Taking time to do everything right this time. Oh, we have to also put the label, put the window here back into the... Okay. Oh, come on. Just want to measure the diameter. 19, 20, something like that. 19, I guess. Yeah, 19 centimeters at least. Good flower. I think I measured it once and it had 20 centimeters. Scopolycola is a good species for hybrid breeding, just because of the size. Oh, we have to fertilize these. Maybe we're doing that now, before we're losing something. This one comes with me. I have this thing so we can finally get the water hose in order, but I haven't understood the system yet. So I'm putting it here, and in the next week we will try it out. I recently already started trying to set the thing up, and I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Yeah, okay, this is the fertilizer. Getting this for the vegetables. Let me get these already. I'm taking these with me into the house with me. I can't have them in the sun. When you have them lying around in the sun like that, they will become unviable within short time. I usually try to avoid putting them in my bag, but compared to what this is, having them in my bag is like, it's like the Hilton, you know? So yeah, I just want to fertilize the vegetables at the other part of the garden and then we're done. I didn't want to do it actually, but they have to. I've seen them just now and I see that they might not take it until the evening and I don't want to lose them. This is the fertilizer that I'm using. No, this is Vuxal Super. Good fertilizer. They are marketing it for as a fertilizer for commercial and expensive crops. Yeah, and it's a really it's a fertilizer that the plants usually tolerate, that doesn't cause too many burns and that kind of thing. Really good one. So yeah, and next live stream we are having a fixed in one spot again, so I don't have to walk so much. So I don't have to walk around all the time, because this was a little much today. Was a little excessive, to be honest. Thank you. I will check it out on YouTube. I will check it out. Thank you. Maybe one day when we're really successful, YouTube will give me a YouTube premium or something like that, you know? I don't know if it's called like that, but they should really consider giving that to me. I just wanted to turn on the water hose. That is like I'm walking around like there's nobody controlling, you know? It's just walking. Okay. It's like in Men in Black, in that movie with that little alien in you know, like that's sitting in there and it's having a joystick. That's how I'm walking through the garden here. Okay. Yeah, and then we will get rid of the plants in the next weeks. I think we have to put them at the roadside. I don't care. If you put the plants on the compost, people complain. So I'm trying to at least donate them locally. I can't ship too much, you know. I'm not the type of guy that can that has a lot of time doing packages and packaging plants and all that. I'm currently already at the limit with everything. Yesterday with Kami, it was so hard. Yesterday I had a really hard day, and I think you could feel it in the video in the evening. I was having a really hard day yesterday. Kami doesn't tolerate any grain. At least that's what we think now, okay? And she's getting tuna, she's getting food that doesn't have grain. But she manages always to steal food from the dog, and now she stole the dry food, and she got really ill. She got really ill, and now in the future I got to be careful that the cat doesn't keep stealing the dry food from the dog. Oh, by the way, I wanted to say something. One of the actors of The Sopranos has passed away. I've seen, you know, like Bobby Bacala, the actor, has passed away. I think was very right. No, it was the other one, right? You know, like the Bompensero. I think that the actor passed away, I believe. Yeah, I think that one was it. I've seen this morning and was really sad about it. Like the whole internet is full of memes with it. I think the actor who played Bobby Bacala is still alive. Okay, yeah, this is good. Fertilizing a little bit more here, and we're fertilizing the ones that I've put into the coconut fiber, because the coconut fiber doesn't have any nutrients in it, so we are putting them in. I'm sure if we do everything right with the nutrients, if we're not making mistakes with the nutrients, This could be good. I've seen the plants that had the coconut medium last year, and they all look great. By the way, this is the pomegranate here. Pomegranate plant looks funky, like a little tree. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, this is enough. I need to take off now. I'm really exhausted today. But it was good that we started fertilizing. We will continue doing that in the next days, every day fertilizing, because when you're really working with something like coconut fiber, you have to do the work and fertilize. There's no way around it if you're using that kind of a medium. Hey TJ, greetings to you. I'm just about to head off, but great to see you. Was a good live stream again. We had a few big ones flowering, big plants. Pollinated something interesting. For the future, we will try to do more diverse crosses, like trying to do something new every year. And it doesn't have to make sense. We're just trying different stuff, because sometimes you can't really predict which ones will be the great crosses that will blow everyone away. This one here I knocked over. What's this? No idea where these are from. Let's put these aside here. Yeah, good. Good. Oh, we need to repot this one here. This one has a spider nest here. Spider sack. I want to repot the plant in the next day, so I will just leave it here before, just to let the spiders know that it's not safe to build a web around it. These here haven't flowered at all this year. Both plants of Saarwellen, nothing. And one plant had flower buds, but it dropped them in the heat. Plants had been repotted last year. I think they are also prioritizing root growing. That is a thing that happens all the time. When you're repotting and suddenly the plant has all that new space, they will actually take it. They will actually fill it up. Okay. So I'm done with the water, with the fertilizing. I think this one we will keep. Flower was good. This was Wörlitz Cantora. Put it here. Okay. Let's see what we have here. This one we can reuse. What's this? These need to be repotted. Or maybe we should. Doesn't look bad with the pumice. Sometimes having them in pumice can be good, but you have to make up for the water retention, the low water retention that the medium has, you know. So these here we will repot. Yeah, good. And this one we can reuse. Okay, let's get the brushes, cleaning up everything, cleaning the workplace. Also a essential part of the work. So yeah, I hope you guys had a great weekend. Oh yeah, this one here we will repot. This is something that we will repot. I want to have that in coconut soil because it had been too fast draining in the pumice. So here the flowers, just for the end, just to show you, these are open. This one's open. Scopolycola is open. This one's opening. Glauca's still open. Not a good sign. But I suspect it will still... I think we have pollinated the flower successfully. Okay. Let's see what we have here. This goes in the recycling bin. These can be reused. Also can be reused. I try to find a middle ground in between reusing pots and you have to be a little bit careful that you're not spreading mealybug and that kind of thing when you're reusing pots, you know. So we're trying to walk the middle ground a little bit. If I can, I will keep something, but if there's something in the pot that, see, like a little tiny white shimmer, then I'm not using them. Yeah, this will be reused. This one will go into the... We'll put that in the greenhouse here. Putting them here. Disinfecting them. So I have them again tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, and in the next days repotting again. I need to sit down now. I will take the rest of the day off now. I mean, I'm doing bookkeeping still. Thank you everyone. It was great that you were here. I will do the outro in a minute when I have placed this thing down here. This needs to be repotted in the next live stream. Going from pumice to coconut. So yeah, give me a second. Okay. So yeah, this was it for today. Thank you for having been here again. It was great. One of the last live streams where we have big flowers. I think the flower season is almost over. We will get a few more. Mostly Lobivia, smaller flowers, maybe a few Hildewintera, and a few specific species that are flowering towards the end of the season. So yeah, but it was great again. And I'm looking forward already doing the winter stream again. So yeah, I can't really say I'm incredibly heartbroken that the flower season's over. Both has its good things, you know. Both have good things going for them. So thank you guys, it was great. I will be back again tomorrow, same time. Thank you for the support again. You know, like every live stream I'm getting supported by people. I appreciate it. And yeah, thank you for always spending your time with me. I appreciate it. I greatly value that. So thank you. Have a nice day, everyone. Nice Sunday.